Hey, 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 beautiful people. Welcome back to Conversations with Teresa. And it's a gathering place for women who are navigating midlife with honesty, courage, and a whole lot of grace. I'm your host, Teresa Aline. I'm your midlife mentor, your keynote speaker, and a forever student of this thing we call life. It is Monday. It is 8:30. So yes, it is time for Conversations with Teresa. Thank you so much for tuning in, coming back, or maybe you're new. It's great stuff. And listen, I have been thinking lately, I've been hearing the same concerns from women everywhere I go. So, at whether it's at events, random conversations, after church conversation, or at the store, women are asking sort of like five major questions. There's absolutely more questions, but I just want to let people know that there are five things that keep coming up for me. And some of them are like, is this normal? Is this just me? Or why I'm feeling this way. And so today, I want to name these five questions, and I'm going to break them down with compassion and practicality. And you're going to walk away understanding your body better and feeling more empowered in this journey. All right, so let's get into it. Question one: why am I gaining weight even when I'm trying not to? And this one hits home, and I hear it so much. I feel it so much, right? I was eating and moving as I had been, and still my weight gain was crazy. My jeans wasn't fitting, and I just felt ugh. So, first, let me say, you may not be doing anything wrong. And I say may not because let's face it, if you're overeating, if you're eating a lot of sugary stuff or junk food or a lot of processed foods, little to no leafy greens, no vegetables, well, then yes, you're going to gain weight, whether you're going through perimenopause or not. So we all know that. But let's say you are doing the healthy things. Here's what I would say: you're not doing anything wrong. You're not failing. Your body isn't betraying you. What's happening is that perimenopause is changing the rules on you. We had the game, we knew what to do, but here comes perimenopause, jacking everything up, right? Here's what's going on inside your body. The estrogen is shifting, right? We talked about that before. It's up and down, it's up and down. And the estrogen controls where your body stores its fat. Your metabolism naturally is going to slow with age. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is often higher in midlife because we're juggling everything. We're juggling work, we're juggling caretaking, we're juggling kids, marriage, singlehood. Everything is right there. And we typically become the center of all of those things. So your sleep may be disturbed. Poor sleep alone, that is going to increase weight gain. So when someone tells me I'm doing everything I've always done and it's not working anymore, I say, that's because your body has changed the game. And now you need a new strategy. So what does a new strategy even mean? What does it look like? So when your hormones shift, your biology shifts. So the old formula, eat less, walk more, it doesn't cut it anymore. Two major pieces of this new strategy are protein. We hear a lot about that, and it's not just protein, but protein is pretty important. So typically it's said that women in our age, right, going through what we're going through, we need between 20 and 30 grams of protein during each meal. The second thing is metabolism protection. And I'll go into that in just a few minutes, but let's go back to the protein. So, what does protein look like? What does it mean to have 20 to 30 grams of protein in our meal? All right. I would say, well, let me go first and say what it does, right? If we're not eating enough protein, I'm sorry. The right amount of protein, this is what it does. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It supports your hormones. It keeps the cravings down. It builds muscle, and it fuels your metabolism. So here is what the 20 to 30 grams look like in each meal. So let's say for breakfast, you might have a couple of eggs and a couple of turkey sausage links, right? That's going to be about 25 or so grams. Maybe it's Greek yogurt, like a cup of Greek yogurt, some nuts and some fruit. That's also going to be about 20, 25 grams. Protein smoothie. You can get protein powder. And so that way you can, kind of regulate. You can look at, see how much the scoop of protein from your smoothie is and the protein powder. So you can kind of estimate what that's going to be. Maybe it's a cup of cottage cheese with fruit. If you're into tofu scramble, that's going to give you about 20, 25 grams. For lunch, you could do some grilled chicken, 4 or 5 ounces of that. Usually it's kind of like the palm of your hand. You can go into a grocery store and they have like the bags of tuna, like a little pouch or a little can. You can put that on a salad, and that's going to give you about 20, 25 grams as well. Maybe a turkey wrap or black beans, or maybe it's shrimp for lunch. So just an option. You could have that for dinner too. And then maybe some dinner ideas. It could be like a piece of salmon, like lean beef or ground turkey, lentil stew, chicken thighs, or again, tofu stir fry. And all those things are going to give you about 20 to 25 grams of protein. And so those are just samples. Obviously, you can go online and you can find the things that you like, but those are kind of like an easy way to start it off. And let's say you're a person who snacks, cheese sticks and some nuts, maybe a half a protein bar, boiled egg, those things called edamame. I don't know if edamame, I don't know. It's something like that. But those things, I can't eat them for some reason. It doesn't agree with me. But that is an option of a great snack. And so I say all these things because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I got to eat all this protein. It just might be the things that you're already eating, but to be aware of it is going to make such a difference to know that, okay, this is what I'm putting in my body. Okay. So I'm hoping that helps. So now let's talk about metabolism protection. That's the second thing that I was mentioning. Think of your metabolism like a fire. But before I say that, can I just tell you, earlier today, I could not say the word metabolism. I was looking at this word and I was like, metabolism, or whatever. And I blame everything on perimenopause, but I finally got it. Metabolism. Here we go. All right. So anyway, think about it as like a fire. All right. So as we age, we get a little older, and especially in perimenopause, that fire, it naturally burns lower. And the estrogen drop, the up and down, it lowers that fire even more. So here's the important part. The muscle that we have in our body, that's the firewood. So muscles keep that fire burning even when you're sitting or resting or sleeping. But in midlife, we lose muscle more quickly. So protecting your metabolism could look like strength training 2 to 3 times a week. So that could be like you could have like the 5 weight. I meant to bring them with me, but like the hand weights, the dumbbells, however you get strength training, I can't think of words. But the bands, the resistant bands, there we go. All right. We already talked about prioritizing protein, managing stress. And again, we're in that age where there's so much that's coming at us. So I don't say managing stress like just do it. Like sometimes it's going to take a little bit more than just like, I'm just going to not think about anything. You really have to put some thought into it and really get some input about how can you manage your stress level. And then protect your sleep. We are again typically the ones that we want to do everything, right? We want to be in everything, do everything, and know everything. And so we're the last ones to go to sleep, and sometimes we're the first ones to get up. So we have to protect our sleep. Make sure that you're getting enough of it. So cardio is important, but that stuff makes you sweaty, right? And I've just told you over and over again, I do not like to sweat. You're not going to catch me at the gym. But that strength training, it makes you powerful and it keeps your metabolism alive. So your body isn't resisting change. It just needs some better tools to be able to use as it is changing. All right. Now let's talk about inflammation and why that matters for our weight. So inflammation is like background noise in your body. It makes everything harder. It makes losing weight harder. It makes having energy harder, sleeping well harder, thinking clearly, that makes it harder. And just moving comfortably, it makes it harder. But here's the cool thing. When inflammation goes down, your body shifts faster. You lower the resistance. Because you've lowered the resistance, like here's what it means. It's like your weight moves more easily. Your mood steadies, your digestion improves, your hormones regulate, your joints feel better, and your energy rises. So your inflammation, it's not just moving easier, although, oh my gosh, if my joints are feeling inflamed, I'm just miserable. I've definitely had nights where I can't sleep because my joints are inflamed. And then I have to kind of think about what did I eat today? What did I do? Things like that. But it's not just about you moving easier with the lower inflammation. It's like your whole body, it functions with less struggle, right? Which is, it's easier said than done, but that's what happens. So here's some ways to lower inflammation. Eat more whole foods, less sugar, good fats like salmon, chia seeds, walnuts, hydration, drink water, get better sleep, the sleep hygiene, having a routine. The stress management, again, I've already touched upon that. Get some help with that because it's not easy. Move daily, figure out ways. Maybe, like it's getting a little chillier outside. Maybe you don't want to go on that walk, but maybe you have stairs in your home. Go up and down the stairs. Maybe it's just, as you are, I don't know, brushing your teeth, make a lap around the bathroom to your bedroom to the kitchen or something like that. But figure out ways to move. And then things that you can add to your food, things with garlic, things with ginger, things with turmeric, like turmeric tea or just foods that you may add turmeric to. So think about some of those things. Those are some of the easier things to do. And just always remember your body's not fighting you, but it is fighting inflammation. And once you remove the fight, your body will respond. All right. So, wow, that was only question 1. All right. We still got a few more to go. We got 4 more to go. So question 2, why am I so tired all the time? Right. Fatigue in midlife, it hits on a whole different level. And it's not like it's the tired, like I stayed up too late tired. It is that I've got nothing left to give tired. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just all of a sudden it's just done, right? And so here's why. Again, that estrogen, right? It affects energy production. So when it drops, fatigue rises. The sleep gets disturbed. Sometimes it's insomnia. Sometimes it's night sweats. Sometimes it's anxiety. We have nutrient deficiencies like iron or B12, vitamin D. You know, we live here in the Northeast, so vitamin D is a big deal. We're not getting much of that these days, right? Um, and then again, the stress loads, the caregiving, the work, the family, the community, ministry, responsibilities in and outside of the home. There's so much. And then for us, for the women of color, we have been carrying double loads for decades, the emotional, the cultural, the generational. I will tell you this in love: rest is not weakness. It is you leading yourself into a better place. Okay. So here's some practical steps. When you go to the doctor, make sure you get your labs done. Make sure that, you are looking to see that where your blood levels are, what is good, what's high, what's low, and monitor that. A lot of times we have things like My Chart or Patient Gateway, and we can look at that. And then it also goes into detail what those things mean. And if you want, you can talk to your doctor about, so what does this mean? Should I be concerned about this? I'm definitely appreciative, again, of the My Chart. I don't remember which one I have, My Chart or Patient Gateway, but let's say they have like a lab result and it'll give you like a meter. Here's where you should be. Here's what's low and what's high. And then it gives you the explanation of it. So take control of your health. Pay attention to those things and see if it's rising, falling, right where it should be, and then make sure that those things get addressed. Create a bedtime routine. I'm telling you, that sleep. Who knew that you could, lose weight in your sleep? But if we have the right things in place, our bodies are amazing tools, amazing vehicles, and it can do some really great things. Move your body daily. And here's something that surprised me. I really just learning about this, and I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but the research that I have done on it, I was like, okay, this actually makes sense. Eating within the hour that you wake up. And I know a lot of people go, like, I don't eat breakfast, I just have some coffee or something like that. So here's the reason why it talks about eating when you first wake up. And especially eating protein. So it stabilizes your blood sugar. It calms your stress hormones and signals your metabolism that it's time to turn on. It's like a small habit that makes the rest of the day easier on your body, just by introducing a little bit of protein. You don't have to get up and make like this 3-course breakfast meal, but maybe it's just, again, as you are, maybe you boil egg the night before and you just kind of eat that egg as you're getting ready. It makes an incredible difference just within the hour of waking up, because your body's waking up and everything's kind of getting flowing. That food that you introduce to it, it just helps everything to start moving. So the other thing that I want to point out to that is, and this is something that I'm preaching to the choir here. Stop trying to do everything for everybody. That is not what we are on this planet for. We are absolutely here to serve and to do great, but we got to rest. We can't do everything. That's part of managing our stress level. It's part of everything. So just be mindful. You can't do everything for everyone, even if you want to. So your exhaustion is not a character flaw. It's your body asking you to take care of me. All right. So, all right. We're in question number 3. I know. It's like there's so much information. It's crazy. Question 3. Why don't I feel like myself anymore? I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on. The conversation was just kind of back and forth. Like, one of the things that I'm struggling with is like I was telling you about the metabolism. Like I couldn't think of the word, I couldn't think of how to say it. So my brain fog is very much there on a constant, you know. And it's just like I don't feel like myself all the time. And here's why. Perimenopause, it affects our brain, and it's not just our body. We feel it in our body, but our brain is absolutely being affected by the estrogen, right? The moods, the memory, the motivation, identity, who we are, our confidence level, our emotional regulation. So if you feel disconnected from your old self, that makes total sense. But think of it this way: you're not losing yourself. You are becoming your next and best self. And I want to encourage you to give yourself room to evolve. Try doing something different. Try journaling or prayer, meditation, maybe finding a creative way to express your feelings like a dance or painting, you know? But also talk honestly with people and talk with the people who are going to get it. Find your community with others who are going through the same thing. And just know that you are likely, like, people don't always just kind of come up to you and be like, I'm experiencing perimenopause. How about you? Right. So you might be that person that starts the conversation, but you also may be the person that begins that community. All right. So give people permission to say, me too, because I'm so sure that there are a few people around you who are going through it, but they may not have the confidence, or they may just kind of be in the I don't know what's happening stage, right? So remember, this season is not your end of who you were, but it's really like the beginning of who you're becoming. So I think it's a really cool thing. It can be frustrating. I know I'm here, but here's where we are. So let's do something about it. All right. Question 4: is this normal or is there something wrong? Right. And this question is super, super real because perimenopause comes with some unexpected twists. There are more than 34 recognized symptoms, like the common symptoms that everybody knows. Everybody doesn't know this. So many things that you're feeling may be normal for someone who's going through perimenopause, but normal doesn't mean that you have to suffer in silence, right? It doesn't mean that you have to suffer at all, loud or silent. So if something feels off, write it down. Talk to your provider, advocate for answers, and under no circumstances, do not accept being dismissed. The feelings that you are feeling, they are very, very real. And if they dismiss it, or maybe, you bring something up and they don't really talk about it. I'm talking about a provider here, right? You don't have to stay in the room where you're not being heard. You deserve the care. You deserve the compassion. You deserve the clarity. So if you need to find another provider who listens and responds to your needs, do it. It's not a problem, And I will also say that there are some providers who just don't know. And, that's not necessarily their fault, although it is their fault. But the reality is that this whole conversation about menopause, perimenopause, midlife, women in our age, it's fairly new in the sense that it hasn't been talked about. It hasn't been researched. I even heard something totally, sorry, my phone's going off, but I even heard something crazy that they had the first crash test dummy, female crash test dummy made just like recently. Like, women get into car accidents all the time, but they always did it on a male test crash dummy. So I'm just saying that, yes, we should have all the care, and our providers in a perfect world will know everything what to do, but they're catching up as well. but help them to catch up, ask the questions, and demand that you go to the person who gives you the care that you need and want, so that maybe your provider who's not giving it to you will get up on it. All right. All right. Last question. Question 5. What should I be doing right now to take care of myself? And this is one of my favorite questions because it's a sign you're stepping into empowerment. You're not just letting this thing roll over you. All right. So let's start simple. Some of the things I've already mentioned: hydrate, drink water, move your body, prioritize sleep, prioritize protein, and add strength training. Find ways to reduce inflammation. All of these things, these very, I say simple, but give yourself grace, right? To be able to put these things into put these things into practice. Because little by little, just drinking one more cup of water than you did yesterday, right? Moving, like I said, up and down the stairs. Those things can seem basic, but if you try to put it all together all at the same time, it can get overwhelming, and we don't want to do that. We got enough stuff going on in our life. All right. But even deeper than those basics, reclaim your voice. Say what you need. It's okay to set boundaries, and it's okay to ask for help. And then you want to reclaim your identity. Like, you are allowed to grow. You're allowed to dream again. You're allowed to be a different person than who you were before. So maybe it's reclaiming it, maybe it's claiming it for the first time, but you are changing whether you like it or not. So step into it. You're allowed to step into it. And then reclaim your future. So midlife is absolutely not the end. It is like your evolution, and you don't have to do it alone. Don't forget, I'm your perimenopause coach and your midlife mentor. You can contact me if you need like a more personal walk through this journey. Again, I'm here. I know I talk a lot about it, but it's not like I've arrived already. I am still walking this journey, and I will be happy to help you walk through it. Maybe it's just listen, maybe it's to give you some direction on where to go, but allow me to help you. All right. So if you've been asking any of these questions, hear me out. You are absolutely not alone. You're not behind. You're not failing. And like I always say, you are not broken. You are becoming. And so if today's episode helped you, share it with another woman who may be carrying these same questions quietly. Absolutely. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for trusting me with you, with your journey through perimenopause. And thank you for being part of this community where we tell the truth, we lift each other up, and we thrive together. So until next time, be gentle with yourself. Your body is carrying you into your next season. Have an amazing week. Thank you for joining us. And please go to teresaaline.com/thrive. Join our Thrive tribe where you can get so much more information. You can contact me, and there's just more ways to feel empowered through this season of life. All right. Until next time, have a powerful, powerful week. Peace out.